Please join me in welcoming to the stage our keynote speaker, Ms. Tara Driver.
Was that me? Good afternoon, graduates, faculty, and guests. My name is Tara Driver, as you just heard, and I am honored to be here to share with you the efforts of my organization, Women Employed. So Women Employed, also known as WE, is a 50-year-old advocacy and policy organization working to improve women's economic status, remove barriers to economic advancement, and close the wealth and economic gap at the intersection of gender and race. Since 1973, we've been involved in nearly every major advancement for the working women in Illinois. In the 70s, we helped draft the rules that define sexual harassment as illegal sex discrimination. We advocated for the Family and Medical Leave Act, won paid sick time in Chicago and Cook County, and just this year, paid leave in the state of Illinois. Equal Pay Act, as well as a recent no salary history and transparency pay amendments, and Chicago's ordinance that will phase out the sub-minimum wage for tipped workers. That's the little bit that we've done. Importantly, we've been instrumental in securing need-based financial aid and building career pathways for low-paid women and non-traditional students. Throughout our history, Women Employed has opened doors, crashed through ceilings, rewritten the rules, and created fundamental systemic change. Making education accessible for low-income, non-traditional, and first-generation students is an essential aspect of our strategy to build women's economic power. We know that education and the ability to earn degrees and credentials with workforce value is key to improving the lives of women, entire communities, as well as families. That's why Women Employed's work with Midwestern Career College is also crucial. My journey toward working for an organization recognized as Crain's 22nd best place to work was not always clear, but definitely rewarding. Well, who am I? I'm so glad you all asked me that. As a little black girl from the south side of Chicago, raised by a mother who was a single teenager, from Ida B. Wells' housing project, I am aware of the barriers that exist in this world. Although my mother did not have a college education, she knew that education was important and that expanding my worldview was a major key to my success. She worked hard to put me in the best schools, expose me to the many cultures and neighborhoods that Chicago has to offer, and allowed me to explore as many extracurricular activities as I wanted, because she knew that all of these experiences were learning opportunities. I started my career pathway journey as an architectural engineer. While teaching basic architecture skills to high school freshmen at Illinois Institute of Technology in the summertime, I realized that I loved the act of teaching more so than the context of what I was teaching. When I returned to school after my second year of college, I changed my major to psychology. I know that's a very long stretch, right? As a child, I was always curious about how the mind worked and why people acted the way they did. Even today, my partner will tell you, he'll say it, I asked too many questions. But because I was still interested in education, I minored in educational research. Due to a family tragedy, I had to end my journey as a college career person in Virginia, and I had to come back home to Chicago. I came home and enrolled in Harold Washington College for a semester to take Spanish, and then transferred to Roosevelt University. I wanted to complete my degree in psychology, so that was my passion, and I decided to do that. All while working full-time as a custodial worker for Chicago Public Schools. After completing my degree, I transitioned my career to the classroom as a special education assistant and substitute teacher in the same low-income neighborhood where my mom grew up. Full circle. I continued my career in education, moving into out-of-school time as a school-age child care director for the YMCA in Roseland, because I felt I could better address the needs of Black and brown children so that they wouldn't be, quote unquote, left behind. As I built relationships with the children and families in these marginalized communities, I realized that a lot of those parents were themselves left behind and needed the same resources and attention that their children needed. At the age of 40, I again transitioned my career into adult education, working part-time for City Colleges of Chicago in the adult education department, and re-entered post-secondary education to complete my master's degree in human services and counseling, with the focus on college counseling. This choice led me to this amazing opportunity to speak here with you today. But through all of my lived experiences, I learned how to communicate with a variety of people, make moral decisions based on facts and truth, think critically about my actions and how they impacted others, to be resilient during times of failure, to be generous and kind to those who may not have as much as I do, or who may not be as generous and kind to me. As a child, my mom brought me a poster that read, "I know I'm somebody because God don't make no junk." And that was my daily affirmation. So of course, I made sure that I surrounded myself with people who valued me as much as I valued myself. And most importantly, I learned that although I come from a marginalized group, as an American, I too am privileged. So my message to you, MCC class of 2023, is to be vigilant about your own success. Recognize your own privilege, hold true to your values, and be true to yourself. And this is especially important when you're choosing a career and choosing an employer to work for. If your goals change, it's okay. As long as you are willing to put in the work to meet your newly revised goals, you will be successful. It's important to know that your blessings won't come from what knowledge that you have, but from the ways in which you share it. Know that life will continue to happen, but be resilient and appreciate the hard times, because the alternative to living through them is, well, you know what that is. Finally, never limit your education to a classroom. Use every experience as an opportunity to learn and broaden your worldview. You all are evidence that it is never too late to begin or continue your educational and professional journey. As you've heard, career pathways aren't always linear, and it doesn't matter when or how you begin or continue down that pathway. The important thing is that you continue. You can never move forward taking steps backwards. So, MCC class of 2023 graduates, from this day on, I challenge you to move forward and to be great. Thank you.